Right, good afternoon, everyone. Justin Scott here with three Lowell wrestlers. It's the most exciting week of the season. What do you think, guys? Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got Colten, Barney, Mason, Saylor, and Cody Foss. Why don't you just go around, introduce yourselves, how long you guys have been wrestling, anything like that.
All right, I'm Colten, and I've been wrestling probably 8-9 years. I'm the 150-pounder. I've been going back and forth between the A and B team this year, and so yeah.
And then you play football as well, right?
Yep, football and lacrosse.
Okay.
I'm Mason. I'm a junior. I've been wrestling like my whole life pretty much, and I'm a B team 113-pounder.
All right.
I'm Cody. I've been wrestling, again, most of my life, probably around 13 years. I'm varsity 138.
All right. So it's Team States season, Team States week. I think it's definitely one of the most exciting weeks of the year. Colten, tell me kind of just what's it like being in that atmosphere, because I mean you're all juniors, right? And so you guys remember being in the stands, and then now you're actually out there. What's it like being out there in front of all those fans?
Oh, it's amazing. You have a whole community behind you, and it's a feeling like you've never felt before. It's really nice having all those people behind you and support.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's weird because when you're warming up, it's just like you have to take it all in, and it's just like when you get out there, it's kind of everything goes away, and you forget that you're in front of hundreds of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, when I step on the mat, like, I kind of, like, the voices just start dimming as I get out there. Like, right before the match, like, when you're warming up, it's very loud. I mean, it's overwhelming sometimes, but as soon as you get out there, it kind of starts to lock in and just not really hear it anymore.
And Cody, do you remember that state championship final against Warrenwood's Tower? It was Central Michigan. Do you remember it at all?
I think so.
It came down to Jeff, your brother,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so it came right down to him, and that was one of the most exciting ones. And so we wrestled Warrenwood's Tower in the quarterfinals, and then if we get to the semifinals, then we would get either Three Rivers or Greenville, which both those would be really cool because you guys, Cody, you guys saw a lot of Three Rivers at the individual regional, and then obviously we've seen Greenville in the conference, and then if we get to the finals, who knows, we might get Freeland again. Has RJ kind of mentioned anything about the specific opponents or kind of looked at any film or anything like that?
he's looked at it a little bit, but he really tells us not to worry about it and just go out and wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, what does RJ say as far as like when you're in that environment? Because you guys have all wrestled in big environments. What does he say about kind of just trying to get out there and wrestle?
He says just like take it as like an opportunity, and it's like really lucky that we get to go out there and do that every year, and that's really it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the main thing he kind of talks about is, like, don't worry about who you're going to wrestle. Don't check your brackets. Like, if there's anything that the other wrestler you're going to have, like, that's, like, could get you, they'll tell you about it before the match if they need to.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you don't need to worry about it. Like, they can deal with it.
So, okay, that's interesting to me because so you mentioned that RJ says kind of like don't look at your brackets, don't focus on who you're wrestling next because against Thornapple Kellogg, Mason, you wrestled. I mean, he was a state ranked kid, and you shut him out, and you didn't even know he was state ranked or anything like that.
I mean, I knew who the kid was, but like I didn't really worry about what he did or like I just worried about what I had to do.
Mm-hmm. So next question: are you guys like? Would you say is there like friends with people from other teams? Do they come hang out, stuff like that?
We have quite a few kids from other schools show up to the wrestling room, but me personally, I'm not friends with too many kids from other schools that wrestle at least, so it doesn't affect me too much.
Okay.
Through off-season training, me and Cody go to this club, and it's all the Grand Rapids teams, so we're close with all the kids from Greenville or wherever in the area.
Yeah, I mean, like, Rockford and Three Rivers even goes there. Like, we know a lot of the kids from around that.
Well, because I know, like, so Lane Button from Wayland, he was just hanging out, with us at individual regionals, and then he faces Trevor in the finals. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. Okay, so my next question is, when it comes to like the state, still like the state finals, you guys have been. I mean, where were you guys when Lowell last didn't win a state championship? Kindergarten. This would have been
Before kindergarten.
20. It was last time they didn't win, so going back 12 or 11 years, it would have been, I think it was 2013. when they wrestled. It was St. John's they lost to. Do you guys remember? Do you have any remembrance of that at all?
Not at all.
Like, does that ever like come into your head? Like, I mean, we've won 11 state championships. Like, how crazy that is? Because if you go out into the auditorium, into the gymnasium, you'll see, football's won 3 state titles, equestrian's won some state titles, boys volleyball won a state title, track won a state title. This is in the 1920s, so I don't even know if that's up there. But wrestling has won 11 in a row. Like, does RJ ever talk about like how lucky you guys are to be able to be in that position?
Yeah, he talks about that a lot. He makes it clear that there's no other team in the country that gets to experience what we get to experience, and with the community we have behind us, it's just really something different than anyone else gets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like every day before practice, we go over like gratitude and things you're thankful for, and we have some core values that we go over, and each week it's a different core value. So.
Yeah, I mean, kind of just sums it up right there. I mean, we always go over our gratitude before practice, and lately I've just been talking a lot about just be grateful about this opportunity and getting the 1 seed and stuff like that.
Speaking of opportunities, Colten, I remember Detroit Catholic Central. Can you tell me about that match? Because that was crazy.
Yeah, I actually got pulled. I wasn't supposed to wrestle, actually, at all. I got pulled out of 5th hour. I was 3.5 pounds overweight and had to lose it all before the duel.
Mm-hmm.
So I got him to do that, and he's like, you might not even wrestle. So comes up, we're like 20 minutes before we're wrestling, he's like, either the kids I put you out against, you're probably not going to win, but just go out and wrestle. And then Logan goes out and wrestle, gets a big win. I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm going up. I wrestle 157. And I go out there. I have no idea the kid's ranked.
Mm-hmm.
I just wrestle, and it was insane. Like it was really fun. So.
Yeah, because the crowd went crazy, and then Seth goes out and he does his thing because he was down, and then he pins the kid, and after that, I don't know if the duel was over, but the momentum had completely swung, and I know some of the DCC parents were like, what is going on? Because they're not used to losing.
Mm-mm.
I mean, Mason. So I'll go over to you. Tell me about what it's like to kind of manage your role in a weight class that is just completely stacked, and like it's been stacked for a long time.
It's kind of hard sometimes because I feel like I could do better than like what I get to do, but. Still, the opportunities I get as the 3rd string kid at my weight class is crazy. It's more than most schools get to experience as their A team. So it's still pretty cool.
Well, right, because I think you have one of the most interesting spots on the team. You're a state ranked kid. You could definitely go out and place at states, and so you don't get the opportunity to do that, and that's got to be difficult, but you have to have a good head on your shoulders like you do to go out and be able to contribute to the team and know that your time is coming next year.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's more to wrestling than just getting on the podium. I feel like being able to go and do these things and making friends through it, and being in such a stacked weight class, it makes me so much better working with these kids that are the best kids in the state. Right,
because you get to wrestle against like guys like Braddock and guys like Jarrett. And who's your main person you practice with?
I've been wrestling with Carson Bloom a lot, and John McKay.
Okay, and Carson he just pinned the number 2 kid in the state. Like he's on a tear right now. Cody, I'll go over to you because you just went through the gauntlet individual regional. So there were 6 kids in your weight class that were ranked. Like that's in a regional. That's insane. But I mean you're one of the. I feel like you're one of the most improved kids as far as like skill and everything like that on the team this year. Tell me kind of like what have you taken from going through that process?
I mean, obviously this weekend's been kind of tough. I mean, just not getting out, but there's another kid that got out who was even ranked higher than me, and he didn't make it out, Cole Lausch. But, I mean, it's just tough seeing that, but I think just throughout the year, just improving that much and just seeing, like, the little things that I've gotten better on has been nice. So.
Well, for anybody who hasn't been to team states, as like a fan or something like that, take me through kind of what they should expect to experience.
a lot of energy. It gets crazy, and you have that many people all cheering for one team. It's a fun experience, and if you haven't gone, you should go.
Just good luck finding a seat in the whole section.
That's true. You have to get there. You have to get there right away. There's no. If you get there late, you're going to be sitting on the end or something crazy like that. Cody, what about you?
Just be careful who you sit next to. Some fans are a lot louder than others.
Right.
You could get in a little.
Cody, what was it like growing up? Watching your brother wrestle, and then being able to see. I mean, 'cause he had. We talked about the Warrenwood's Tower one, but one match came down to him for a state final against Goodrich. What was it like growing up experiencing that, and now being able to make your mark on the whole wrestling program?
Just exciting seeing him have that much success with team and stuff like that. I mean, he had some success individually, but not like as much as he did with the team. I mean, keeping the streak alive against that Goodrich, like that was a really big one for him. It's kind of his highlight of his high school career. So it's nice to see him get that. But it's kind of nice just like knowing that he did so much good for our team, and I'm still doing good for our team to a team. Like last 2 years, I've been good in teams tournaments and stuff.
So I asked my group earlier on the podcast about managing weight, stuff like that. And Barney, you mentioned you had to lose 3.5 pounds in how many hours? Like not a lot. Do you guys have trouble managing weight at all, or not really? Besides like a special circumstance.
It's not too bad for me. I usually have to lose 3-4 pounds maybe a week to make 150. So after you get the 2 pound allowance, it's not too bad.
It's not that hard. I mean, sometimes it feels just like you feel out of it, and it feels like a big task, and you just gotta take it like one day at a time, and you get through it.
I mean, some weekends you don't even realize it, but you just overeat like crazy, I guess. And you go to the next practice and you're 8 over, 9 over. You gotta just focus on slowly losing that throughout the week. You just gotta just focus on not overeating, just keep staying healthy, and just making sure your body feels good. It's slowly losing that weight.
Who are some guys coming up that over the next few years we might be able to see them more? Because I know in the Thornapple Kellogg duo we had quite a few guys who came out and they beat guys from a really good team.
I'd say freshman Eli Frio. I mean, he's bigger, kind of in a weird weight class, but next couple of years he probably should be varsity soon. He definitely shows a lot of potential as long as he keeps sticking with it and just listens to what the coach has to say.
I think Lowell, I think he might be the hardest worker in our room, and he pushes the pace in matches, and he wants to get better.
I'd say Zachary McKinney.
Yeah, he's 106, right?
Yeah, he's a smaller 106 pounder, so I think if you can maintain that weight, he could be an asset for the team.
Okay. And then Tet had a big one right at the end there. He pinned, right? Didn't he? Okay, he pinned. Okay. All right. So kind of going forward, we're 2 days out. What practice tomorrow? What's practice gonna be like?
I think we'll probably take it light, kind of just try and get our mind right and focus on a lot of individual stuff that a lot of people need to work on.
Yep.
And just kind of take it step by step.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just focusing on some of the little things that we have to work on as a team, and probably a lot of time just individual work, like Colten said.
Yeah, definitely gonna be like somewhat of a weight management practice, just kind of lower paced. If you need to go hard, you can go harder with the girls and stuff, and just try and keep your heart rate somewhat low, and then just kind of individual stuff.
Yeah. All right, perfect. Well, thanks for coming on, guys. I asked RJ, give me some quiet leaders in the wrestling room, and he gave me you three, and that's not always easy to get on a podcast and be open and talk like that. You guys do great. So, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.